Hello, everybody. It is me, Daniel Thrasher. New set, huh? You like the set? Anyway, usually on this channel, you see me doing like AITA. You see me doing some Reddit stuff, a little improvising songs, you know. And I thought today it would be fun to do it with a very special guest by the name of Jacksfilms. Everybody, Jacksfilms.
God, thank you.
Wow.
Daniel, thank you so much for having me in your beautiful set.
So what if we dive right into it?
Let's dive right into it.
And if at any point you have any questions or like you're nervous or you don't know where to go, we have an 8-ball here so we can be definitive all day, for example. It is decidedly so. We also have a little producer mic in the back here. Is it muted right now? Is it good?
Nope, not anymore.
Okay, cool. So we got some voices from God.
Very nice.
Just in case we need it. Just in case we need a third or fourth opinion. So
we might, who knows what we're going to stumble into.
Okay, so let's try this. Let's try a little one, a little Ask Reddit.
Ask Reddit. All right.
This one says, what is something that no matter how it's explained to you, you just can't understand how it works?
Daniel, I have 20 of those.
Do you actually?
Yeah, first off, my wife's job.
This is true. This is really true. I've seen him try to explain it to me, and every time it's a failure. Yeah.
Every single time. No. She deals with underwriting bonds, and she has tried to explain it to me. Oh,
Did you say underwriting and bonds?
Correct.
2 words that I don't understand.
See?
I've heard copywriting. What is underwriting?
I don't think there's any relation.
Oh.
No. Oh my God. No, I will sound like a child trying to explain an adult concept, trying to explain underwriting bonds. But that's what Aaron is very talented at and skilled at doing. Something about there's risk management involved, and that's it. And she's tried so many times, and I retain a fraction of a fraction each time. But like, if you grilled me and said like, now Jack, what is the action of underwriting a bond? I would just turn into a stuttering mess.
Okay.
Every time.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's
I'm
bad.
so sorry, Aaron. I'm so sorry, Aaron. I'll look at all cameras and say I'm so sorry, Aaron.
That's such a. Underwriting bonds just sound. I'm sorry if anybody watching does that.
They're already furiously writing in the chat, in the comments section.
Are they writing or are they underwriting?
Hey.
I don't know. For
Nobody
me,
knows.
Nobody knows. That's a lie. Underwriting she doesn't work. Just so you know, this is me telling you she doesn't actually work. That's not a real job.
Okay, that's actually what she tells me every single day.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, 1000%. She's like, Jack, you don't have a real job, and it's like, wait a minute, and then I have nothing to like defend myself. Which is like, you're right, I don't.
I mean, look at us right now. This is like a job somehow.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're talking about Reddit, Daniel.
Yeah, it's awful. Can I read you some responses?
Please. Oh yeah, let's go.
So Vincent Wolf says space.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is so big that it is unfathomable, and I think it's expanding into what? How did it start? It's all a mind fuck.
So going off that, I love this. Since I was a child, I've been not obsessed. Well, as a kid, I was obsessed with space facts. I used to memorize diameters of all the planets,
Why?
How many Earths could fit in Jupiter and blah, blah, blah.
I see. Okay.
All that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But Vincent Wolf, what was it?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, they raise a good point, because when you say the sun is 93 million miles away from Earth,
that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything, because it's like it's a long trip to the grocery store. You know what I mean? So like,
how many blockchains away is it?
So trillions. So like that's when we have to put things into more like, that's what I love. I love when people make these distances relative to us.
Right. Like how many Earths fit into a sun?
Exactly. Yeah. Or like take the largest star, the largest known star in the universe is something that's like 2 billion miles in diameter. Again, what does that mean?
It means nothing.
Absolutely nothing, right? So there's a video that can tell you like how long it would take the fastest plane that we have to circumnavigate, just to go around at once. And it was like hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Jeez.
Exactly. I love that kind of shit that can actually like make sense of the giant like trillion, quadrillion numbers. Like that doesn't mean anything. When you say so-and-so is 93 million light years away from us,
that doesn't mean anything.
It's like, cool, wow, sounds far. But when you compare it to something, so that's what I wish more people like took these great distances and sizes and boiled it down to like, well, imagine the Earth is the size of a tennis ball. Then that means this star is the size of Central Park, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that stuff.
What's that YouTube channel?
Corridor?
Yeah, Corridor.
Yep.
Corridor Digital. They're so good, man.
Yeah, they're great at boiling these big numbers into things like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like how many like comparing a 1 terabyte SD card to like a CD,
petabyte,
like how many
CD,
CDs or floppy disks is that?
Yeah, dude,
I love that shit.
I love it too. It's so good. And then also like wealth distribution of like billionaire versus millionaire versus single dollar. Yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see. Somebody says how a basic wax record and player works. I get that it's a groove that has tiny hills and valleys and the needle picks it up, but each little one, but how the heck does it equal a voice coming out of a large metal tube? It's witchcraft as far as I'm concerned. You know what's interesting? I minored in sound design in college. I didn't actually get the minor, but I minored until I had to graduate. So, but the first like recorder was this wax cylinder. That would rotate this way. And there would be a big like wooden drum with a thin membrane at the end of it. And then attached to the thin membrane was like a pen essentially. And so if you shout into it, the membrane vibrates and the pen would go up and down and it would inscribe or scribe into the wax cylinder as it's rotating the peaks and valleys. And so I don't know how they reversed it, but that's what those are. That's what those like little things are on a microscopic level.
Cool. And I'm with the commenter on this one. I have always been fascinated by like how can a speaker output what we hear based on what data? Like how have we figured out how to capture like even grooves? Sure, I get the physics of it. Yeah. I don't understand how we can like this. How is this happening? Right?
Or a coaxial cable, like getting image. How am I getting images out of thin? How can I watch a movie on my phone from the sky?
Right.
Like that doesn't make it in 4K.
It's magic. As far as I'm concerned, it's all magic.
I think we sound to anybody. I think we sound very like old right now. We sound like two like really old.
No, this is stoner. This is actual like stoner shit. It's when I was like, man, you ever think about sound? Like
how think about the size of the sun?
Yeah, that's 1000% stoner shit. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to sprinkle in a little ethical dilemma just for us. This is not Reddit. This is a little ethical dilemma just for us. Let me ask you this, my friend.
Hit me.
Is it ethical to grow fully formed, brainless clones for harvesting organs? Is it ethical to grow fully formed bodies?
Okay.
Brainless.
Right.
Just to harvest their organs.
So, counter question.
Oh.
Is this like...
Is that allowed? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Go on.
Is this possible? Is this something that we are doing or considering doing? We as like a society, the top minds in science.
This is more hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Okay. If you don't have a brain... okay. Hot take. If you don't have a brain, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have a soul... I say go for it. Harvest those organs. Get that heart, get that liver, that spleen, whatever. I think without the brain, then there's no conscience. There's no moral dilemma as far as I'm concerned. But what do you think, Daniel?
I'm with you on this one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fascinating. No devil's advocate from you.
I asked my girlfriend earlier, she's back there, but she was like, no. She's like, don't do that. So maybe
but they don't have brains.
It just feels wrong. It feels wrong. It ain't right.
It ain't right. I get it. I mean, I guess if you see the body that you're harvesting it, but then again, organ donors are a thing, right? Like they're deceased, their brain is off, right? But their organ's still good.
But you just said a key phrase. Their brain is off.
Yes.
And these theoretical, hypothetical husks don't have brains. Their brain is off. Harvest those Pokemon, go to the organs.
It's not in there. It's not even off. The brain is not there at all.
Right.
So I think personally, let's do it.
World needs more organs.
We need more organs, more adrenochrome. I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's see.
Let us know in the comments what you think about adrenochrome.
Let us know what the Illuminati. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to another one. How are you feeling?
This is fun. Good? I'm having a blast. This is great.
I too am having a blast.
This is a fun format.
We got some water there for you. We got a little koosh ball.
Water.
Koosh ball.
No, this is not.
See the wide shot? Yeah.
Wait a minute. The koosh ball. Oh, yeah. Daniel.
Don't you love that?
This is dating me about like 30 years, but like, yeah,
nice.
man.
Dude, I love a little koosh ball.
Oh no, this
It's
is the
such a
best.
stress. It's just something happens when you play with it.
Yeah, my brain receptors are recepting all the joy. Look
Isn't
at
that
this.
weird?
Yeah.
It's like, are you doing that from between your fingies, or did you?
No,
block
there's
it?
a loop.
Oh, I see.
There's a loop. A lot of people don't know about the loop. The loop's key.
That's wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's that's amazing.
Oh, it feels great.
So let me ask you this: what is something you tried once and you instantly knew it wasn't for you?
Oh, fascinating question. After Effects.
like on
That's a shitty
Adobe.
answer. Yeah, just one of those like, oh man, I just don't have the energy to learn, much less master this. And all my editors are just so well versed in it, and it's just like I can't. But that's a very boring answer. Like I need to do something a bit more like.
Let me read a few,
Please.
and then you'll jump off.
Please.
We'll jump off because I also don't have anything in my mind. Somebody said gambling. I gambled for the first time against my cousins when I was around 13. I lost $100. That was a lot for me. I never gambled again.
That is a lot for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, $100, dude.
Yeah, no, that would scare me right off.
Yeah, that's like 10 McDonald's meals.
Great. Talk about putting things in relative.
Exactly. For a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
that's a date.
Yeah,
I mean, several McDonald's dates.
that's terrifying.
Somebody said, I'm a bit of an adventure eater. I'll try just about anything. There is one and only one thing I've tried that I will never try again: sea squirt sashimi. Besides the terrible innuendo-filled name, the texture is terrible. You have to chew it off the rind, and it tastes like salted asshole.
Oh yeah. Well, first off, how do they know that? Second, texture's a big thing. You know, for picky, not even picky eaters. You know, if something's off, like so
Is there a food you won't eat?
there's not. Is there a food I won't eat? Not really. I don't really have allergies to anything, but like texture wise, like I'm doing this like meal plan where they ship meals to us. So every once in a while I get cottage cheese. Hate it.
You don't like cottage cheese?
Don't like the texture. And the taste it's subtle, but it's just still like when it hits the tongue, it's just an repulsive, immediate repulsive feeling.
Yeah, because it tastes like it feels like pre-chewed food.
Yes, maybe that's why. I never. Gee, Daniel, never thought of it that way, but I think you're right.
Well, thanks.
What about you? Any foods that you're like, no?
I have no interest in things like the Carolina Reaper. I have zero interest in that. You had to eat one, didn't you?
Sure did, because
for
of
the
your
challenge.
Because of your dumbass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
the
this guy
songwriting
wrote a
contest.
song that was so good. Rumi and I were punished by eating the dreaded Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, we did a video. Basically, we did a video on our friend Rumi Official's channel where we did a 3-person songwriting competition. I won that competition because I wrote a song about pooping my pants.
It was annoyingly really good.
And they played it. We had to ask strangers on the street essentially what their favorite song was, and whoever they found, I guess, had IBS or a dairy intolerance. So I won that one. But they had to eat Carolina. Was it the Carolina Reaper?
I think it was. Yeah, we had to take a bite. Okay, it wasn't the worst. Rumi was suffering.
Yeah, he was struggling. Well, he went nuts on it. He like chewed the seeds and like.
And you know what? Do what you got to do for the video.
Yeah.
I was not taking that risk. I took the pansiest little wimpiest thing.
A little goat bite?
A little goat bite. And I barely tasted it. The worst pain I felt was like 3 peppers ago. It was like 7 of 10 or something. Because like as we were going up the scale. So, it did hurt like early on for me. And I was feeling it. It was one of those like... Cool, I could never do hot
It was
ones.
like a Thai chili, like the one on the wing that we did.
Right.
It was a bright red, the bright red one.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Like, food warns you, like, doesn't it, in the colors and stuff?
It's nature's way of saying, hey, don't eat this, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody said living with roommates, they'll never try again.
That's funny.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a roommate.
I do have a roommate, yes.
Yeah.
It's different, though.
Why?
Because of marriage.
Oh, she's your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, gross. Let me ask you this question.
Hit me.
Speaking of hit me, what is the worst physical pain you've ever felt? Let me read a couple.
Yeah.
The worst physical pain you've ever felt. Material Cabinet 845 says sciatica. Herniated 5 discs at once.
Nope.
Didn't walk for 2 years. There are many versions of hell. That's one of them.
Christ. No, that's going to be tough to beat. Oh, my God.
Well, here's another one that's pretty bad. when my body was on fire, but only after it got put out. During the fire, it was just pure fear. Yeah, burn victims and stuff. That is crazy.
No,
it's like
that's something I
extensive.
can't even fathom.
That to me, I think is going to be I can't imagine.
Yeah, on the pain scale, absolutely.
Yeah, because
Right.
and there's people with like disorders who it's as if their skin is burned all the time.
Oh,
Have you
God.
seen that?
No.
There's like a kid who needs to be bandaged every day. I think there's a documentary on him. Has anybody seen this on Netflix or something? This kid just needs to be re-bandaged every day because his skin is acting like it's been
God.
on fire. It's crazy.
What a horrible that's awful. No. So to answer the question, like I somehow have never broken a bone. So I imagine that would be like actually like the breaking of the bone, that would probably hurt like hell. For me though, I have a less interesting one. I found out that I can't do energy drinks. So like years ago, like I don't know, 12 years ago, I would just like pull all-nighters editing videos and all that crap, right?
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. It was, I was in my 20s, I was like, and I was just putting away Red Bulls, Monsters, Rockstars, every single energy drink you could think
like
of.
multiple a day or one a day?
Yeah.
Really?
I was drinking it like water, like an idiot.
Jeez.
Someone that didn't care. I was like, yeah, why not? And also what made it worse, I loved the taste of it. I loved the taste of
I
energy
think
drinks.
Red Bull tastes delicious.
It really does. And that's annoying.
I really like the taste of Red Bull.
It's a great taste, right? So
Yeah.
one day I just, popped another Rockstar. And then, like my little tummy started feeling weird. All right, ignore that. Hour later, oh, that's not going away. That pain is not dissipating. Oh, it's just getting worse. Oh my God. Ooh, I can't even walk. I can barely stand. I fucking called 911 because of the energy drink that so they found not much at all. I just have some aversion. I found out now that I have some weird aversion to not coffee, thank God, but energy drinks. Something, I don't know if it's like the taurine guar, I don't fucking know. But something does not agree with my body about energy drinks. And that put me in the fucking awful pain. Like I had to go to the ER because of a fucking Rockstar.
So they didn't find anything?
No.
Was it an ulcer?
Annoying. It may have been an ulcer.
Can they detect an ulcer?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a thing that you can actually physically
I don't
see?
know. Yeah, without a scope. They didn't scope you though.
I did at some point. I did get that was something.
I mean, did they stick a camera down your throat?
They did.
At the ER?
Oh man, now I'm getting all my doctor's appointments mixed up. How about you? What's the worst pain you've ever felt?
Okay, so the worst pain I ever felt, the worst physical pain I ever felt. I'm about to reveal a lot to everybody right now. Okay, your boy got problems, stomach problems, like you. I think also, by the way, Monster was getting sued, wasn't it, for some kind of weird thing it's doing to people? So
I didn't know that.
maybe you could hop in on that claim.
I feel somewhat validated. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no. The worst pain I ever felt is something called. Get with me here, folks. An anal spasm.
Oh.
Y'all ever heard of one of those? Let me explain. So, okay, before I lose everybody, it's not what you think it is. Before I lose everybody, but here's what it is. It's like when just randomly, if I have too much coffee and too much gluten, for example, if I can't eat pretzels, thick, those thick pretzels you get at a movie theater or something.
Yeah.
I can't eat those. Pretzel buns, I can't eat those. I don't know what it does, but the combination of a lot of caffeine, a pretzel bun or something, and not enough water will do this thing where I swear to you.
Yeah.
It feels like somebody's taking their little fingies in my booty, a few inches in there, grabbing some of that internal, colon.
Yeah.
And doing a nipple twist on the inside of my butt.
Oh my
and it's
God,
called an
Daniel.
anal spasm. And I went to a doctor and I was like, I'm sorry, man, I gotta explain this to you. What is this? Do I have a disease? And no, apparently it's essentially a muscle cramp in your colon.
So is it would you call this a food allergy? I
don't think so. I think it's just a weird combination of things that triggers almost like a panic attack, but in the butt.
Yeah.
And let me say this too. When I tell you it's the worst pain I've ever felt, literally, like, cause it'll go on for like 30 minutes. I have to pop a couple ibuprofen and chug as much water as I can.
No, dude.
And I'll be like praying. I'm like, God, please, I'll do anything. Please, God. Like insane levels of pain.
Yeah, because you're just waiting
There's
for it.
nothing you can do.
That sucks.
I'll try like stretch. I'll stretch.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
get on
of
the
course.
floor. I'll do those butterflies and like try to stretch it out. You know, I'm like, God.
And there's just no relief. You just ride it out.
So bad. Yeah, and I've broken a bone.
Which one?
My big toe.
That's the one bone I've broken.
You have broken your big toe?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you break yours?
I went surfing. Like the one
That's
time in
so
my life.
cool.
The one time I went surfing in my
Really?
life, I bumped into someone like an idiot, broke my toe. And
What do you mean you bumped? So wait, was your foot off the board and you hit another board?
I think so. Yeah, I bumped into. I think it was. I think it was Jesse and Prank versus Prank. Remember that YouTuber?
Yeah.
So years
was
ago,
him?
It was him. Because I'm not blaming him. It was just it's a funny like little asterisk. But
Were they a relationship YouTube couple? Or
yeah,
was it?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So I was on this trip in Australia with a bunch of YouTubers. It was like
I forget how much of an OG you are sometimes. I forget. Like
I've been around, my friend.
You really
I've been around.
Are in there. Yeah.
So it was sponsored by this travel agency, Kentucky, and they took a bunch. It was really cool of them. Like they took a bunch of us. Quasi-relevant YouTubers. I mean, me much less so. I don't know what I was doing with these actual relevant people, but like we went to all these cities in Australia, had a whole tour, and one day we went surfing, and I've never surfed a day in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm with some instructor. I'm on the wetsuit, and they're like, "All right, do this on the board, all the basics, like all the balancing and the plank, all that crap." So I'm doing it at some point. Oh, I'm standing, I'm doing it, and naturally my clumsy ass somehow veers into the one other surfer there.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's Jesse. And then like, oh, I broke my little toe. Like it barely hurt. It just looked bruised as hell.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, it makes for a good story. It's like, yeah, I broke my toe surfing in Australia. Like it makes me sound way more badass than I am.
Wow.
How'd you break your toe?
I broke my toe. I was working at a go-kart track.
Naturally.
It was my first job ever. I loved working at this go-kart track. Celebration Station in Clearwater, Florida. It's like Chuck E. Cheese, but a little cooler.
What's it called?
Celebration Station.
Cute.
And so I was a go-kart guy. So I was like the hot guy on the go-kart track with a whistle, and I'd
Look at you.
blow it. It was like Baywatch for high school. I was like,
No, you probably felt hella badass.
oh, I felt really cool because I used to work the bumper boats. And when you move from the bumper boats
That's an upgrade.
in the little train to the go-kart guy, you're on top of the world.
You've made it.
You're the champ. I certainly felt cool. I felt very, but I was a dweeb. Really
Naturally.
skinny, nothing. Anyway, so a go-kart wrecked so hard into the sidewall that the sidewall, which is a thin metal rail, landed on top of the go-kart bumper. And so I had to go out there with a friend of mine, I think his name's Shaman, and he came out there and he grabbed a jack to push and lift up the railing of the go-kart.
Yep.
So while he did that, I kind of horse kicked the go-kart back. He let go of the jack and the railing slammed down on my big toe and it snapped it. And I went,
That's gotta hurt. Yeah.
Crazy.
I can't.
Crazy. And the walking afterwards was what told me that I was like, oh, this is different. This is broken.
Yeah.
And that hurt pretty bad, but not as bad as anal cramps. I'll tell you that much. I will have my foot in a boot every day before I eat a pretzel bun. I will do that every single day. Jeez. It's really interesting. I didn't know we're broken toe buddies.
I kind of love that.
I love that too.
We're in the Broken Toe Club.
Broken Toe Club, BTC. I bet. Did any of you break your toes?
Oh my god, BTC. That's Bitcoin's fucking acronym.
Yeah. It all ties together.
It all ties together.
That's amazing. I'll show you a blockchain.
Yeah, that's what a blockchain
means.
is.
What's a fun fact you use during icebreakers? I'll give you a few examples. Unless you have one ready.
I do have one ready.
Oh, go ahead. I have one too.
I know the first 30 decimals of pi by heart.
Go on.
3.1415926535897932384626433383279.
I like how you close your eyes as if you were going through a memory palace.
I wish they were that cool. I just don't want people thinking I'm cheating, looking at a screen or sheet of paper somewhere. But yeah, let's pretend it's like.
Well, you know what I think? I think you have them written on the inside of your eyelids.
Shut up, dude! God
think
damn
you
it!
do.
There's no pleasing these people.
I think you do. What do you mean these people? So, what do you mean by that, huh, Jack?
People that don't believe in the blockchain. That's what I mean.
It's because I'm Italian. I like that. My fact is that I used to be a competitive bagpipe player.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that about you.
I think that's something that whenever I say that, they're like, no. Like,
you traveled for that, right? Like you would go to different sites?
I did. I would go to different cities and compete. I was also like 14. So, it's not like as an adult I was doing it. I do want to get back into it though for a video. I think that'd be a really good video.
Absolutely.
That'd
I'd
be
love
fun.
to see you on the pipes.
Have you ever been to a Highland Games before?
No.
It's like they do like axe throwing and like tabor toss. You know tabor toss? The giant like telephone pole things. And you gotta flip it.
Yeah. And they flip it
So
around.
cool, dude. Everybody wears kilts. Everybody's got little knives in their
I didn't know that.
in their sock or whatever that's called.
Badass. Yeah.
So cool, dude. I freaking love that. Let's see what these people say. The average cloud weighs 1 million pounds.
Shut up.
What? Is that real?
It doesn't sound real. It sounds like they made it up on the spot, but I'm too lazy to Google it.
I guess if you took a big rubber tarp and you caught all the moisture in a cloud, they're pretty big, huh?
But how's it stay up in the air, Daniel?
Let me ask, okay, how much does a pool weigh? Like how much does you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the water in a pool.
Like what does 1 million pounds of water look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Interesting.
So clouds, they weigh millions of pounds because they are made of water in different states of matter, and our weight of water changes depending on the temperature. That doesn't explain it.
So they big is what you're trying to say.
The weight changes based on the temperature. That's interesting.
Huh.
The mass doesn't, but the weight
Millions.
does.
He said millions of pounds.
He did. There was
He
an
didn't
S
say
there.
a million. He said millions.
So they're
with
even bigger than
with
this
a
person
Z.
claims.
at the end. The Eiffel Tower can grow 6 inches in the summer sun.
I'll bet it can.
I'll bet it can.
Kinky.
So does my Eiffel Tower. But it
And it takes all summer.
but it grows to 6 inches in the summer sun.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I do like. I've always liked the whole factoid of like telephone wires. Like there's usually slack there because in the seasons they expand and contract, so there always has to be a little bit of slack to allow that flexibility.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Right? Yeah. Or I think this has been disproven, but I grew up thinking that.
Congrats.
Thank you. Windows are some form of. I think this has been disproven.
They're liquid.
They're liquid, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, we were taught like, no, windows. Like, go to your home window or windows and look, because they're thicker at the bottom than they are at top. You know, because they drip down. I think that has since been corrected and Snopesified and all that. But that's something I was kind of growing up. I was taught in schools.
I've heard that glass is a slowly moving liquid as well.
Right, because it makes
Is that
sense
not
when you
true?
think about it. I don't know if it's true. Yeah, that's gonna
Like
take
if
some
you
research.
let glass live for like 1,000, 2,000 years,
right,
doesn't it
has to look different.
slowly?
You would think, right? But I think it's one of those like facts that they've kind of like changed, or like because when we were in school, we were taught there are 7 oceans, right?
Notions?
7 oceans,
Oceans.
water, bodies of
Yes.
water, like right.
God.
But now it's different. There's like the Southern Ocean, and like stuff that
What?
like yeah, exactly.
Are there
exactly.
different oceans
There
now?
are different oceans now than the ones that we were
What?
grown up, the ones that we were taught in school. Yes.
For real?
For real. And I couldn't even tell you which ones, but the comment section, they're already writing like, yeah, you don't fuck with the Southern Ocean?
That's not a thing. You know what? And also, Pluto ain't a planet no more.
Pluto will always be a planet. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
I know it's wrong. I don't care.
I'm gonna get
it's
a tattoo
planet.
of it.
It has a fucking moon. All right. If it has its own moon,
Does
it's a
it
planet.
really?
Yeah, a tiny little moon. But it's like it's funny because it looks giant. It's like half the size of Pluto, but it's like tiny. It's nothing.
Well, damn, you didn't have to insult it like that.
It's fucking nothing.
It's nothing.
You're a nobody.
It won't grow 6
You'll
inches
never
in
be
the
somebody.
summer sun. Did you know that over 99% of German Shepherds are dogs?
You don't say.
I do say.
Why, that's almost all of them.
Let's see here. Let's see. Did we ever answer what's something you tried once and instantly knew? Oh, we talked about spicy foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. An ethical dilemma, okay? Okay. I have a feeling I think I know what you're going to say.
Oh, try me.
Would it be wrong to allow people who wish to fight to the death to compete for a prize?
Would it be wrong to allow people who wish to fight for the death to compete for a prize? I don't think so. Here's why. Let me see if I can make this make sense. So, or if I can justify it. Because, and then I want to hear what you thought I would say. But let me talk this one out.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to formulate an opinion here. But I think I would be okay with it if both parties are at peace with the fact that. Like, can you read it one more time, please?
Okay.
Sorry.
Would it be wrong to allow people who wish to fight to death compete for a prize?
If that's their desire, if they have that, Viking warrior desire, that need to fight to the death, I say let them go for it.
Yeah.
What's the prize though? Like a car? Like what's the fucking prize? I feel like that, I don't know, that might affect my decision making.
Let's say a lot of money. Let's say it's like $1 million.
$1 million. All right. Yeah. All right. So the squid gamification of it, if they're at peace, like if they're like, I have lived, if they both feel,
Yeah.
I'm going to put some little, stipulations here.
Put some in there.
If they're at peace with their lives, if they're like, I have lived a fulfilling life.
Yeah.
It's like my true desire to die a warrior's death.
Wait, the prerequisite is that they believe they led a fulfilling life.
Correct.
So are they all like 80 or something?
Yes.
Like, what?
But they're also they have the buff warrior bodies. No.
I've watched some jacked old people fight to. Are you kidding me?
No, that sounds like very good television.
That should be the next TLC show.
TLC
Yeah,
is
the
what you
Living
go
Channel.
with?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't actually.
Right next to like 1,000-pound sisters or whatever. It's like old people fight to the
Coming
death.
up after
That's where that network's
1,000-pound
going
sisters.
anyway. That's so funny.
I'm okay with it. So first off, what do you think I was going to say, and what's your thought?
I thought you were going to say you're okay with it.
And why?
I don't know, man.
You don't know me. You do know me.
I do and I don't. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're very similarly minded, and so
I can see that.
I think we're mostly going to answer the same on these. But for me personally, while you were talking just now, I was like, don't we already do that? Don't boxers die in the ring sometimes?
There's an interesting analogy.
Don't football players die prematurely sometimes on the field?
Sure.
Like soccer players have crazy injuries and concussions, and like I think they have to sign a waiver saying that the family's not gonna sue the UFC to fight to the death.
But here's the difference, though. They don't do it there's always the likelihood or the chance that you'll die.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
They don't want
and
to.
They know that it's much more likely that they won't die.
Yeah, I guess in this hypothetical, the other person has to die.
Yeah.
I guess. So that is different. Yeah,
I see what you mean, though.
I don't know. Well, okay. So you think in that hypothetical, let me try this again.
Yeah.
If in this hypothetical, somebody surely dies.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
Do you think that's allowed?
It is if they're both okay with it. If they're both...
And you'd be cool with that being on like HBO?
Well, I don't know about... Is televising in the question?
I think it have to be, right?
Because I don't think so. You went to... You were like... And obviously we got to watch it for sport, right?
Back here, just so you know, back here, they're like, why does it have to be? I think it has to be.
Adding stuff to
Like,
it?
because advertising, advertising money pays for everything. I feel like it would pay. My girlfriend's back here shaking her head aggressively. So
That's funny.
why? What do you think?
No, you should not let people fight to the death just because they want to.
But they're okay with it.
Why? What is the motivation? There has to be a death for
Dying
The
a
prize.
warrior's death. The pride
Why?
of having fought with their full potential.
Why?
Yeah, you'll have to ask them.
You'll have to ask them.
Just because someone wants to do something that's against if it's against their own interest, you shouldn't let them do it.
Dang. Well,
I wouldn't watch it. Here's the thing. If this were televised, I wouldn't watch it. I don't know though if I also have an ethical dilemma with it being televised. Because again, if they're cool with it.
Exploitation!
well, but people watch true crime murder documentaries all the time. They would just watch it in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there's a show on Netflix. Have you seen the show on Netflix that's like the worst ex ever or something. It's like
I've seen it. I haven't watched it yet.
dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Let's go. All right.
It's crazy.
Always looking for the next.
It's a mess.
Hit.
But yeah, I think, I don't know if somebody has to die. You still are cool with it.
If someone has, yes. I mean, in this awful fucking hypothetical, I am okay with it.
All right.
Yeah. I want to hear. This is something that I would love to see people in your comment section debate, because like I'm sure there are many things we're not thinking of. Yeah.
They will. I love how much leg we're showing today. It's, by the way, it's 100 degrees in LA today. It's a top of, it's 100 currently right now. It's going to be at the peak of 104, I think 107 in the valley or something.
It's 108 in like our neck of the woods.
Insane.
It sucks, dude. It sucks. Aaron and I were just talking about it the other day. It feels like Phoenix. Yes. So she's had to go to Phoenix for work a bunch of times, and she's over the years, she's always described the heat in Phoenix as like a hot, a blow dryer, like a hair dryer.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever there's any wind, it just feels like a blow dryer.
Yeah.
And that's not an exaggeration. Like I felt that heat. So like, would you agree?
Yeah. It's like, it feels just like that.
It's disgusting. It's just, there's no escape. Even at night, like I was taking the dogs out and I'm looking at the weather and it's not going to be under 90 until after midnight. It was depressing.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's what the fuck? We should ask the 8-Ball what they think about this moral
Let's see what the 8-Ball says. That's a really good point. All right, so we're going back to the is the show is the Netflix special where two guys kill each other? Is that allowed? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that allowed? Yeah. That's a good way.
Let's see what the 8-Ball, which is the indiscriminatory voice of the universe, has to say.
All signs point to yes. Come on.
It is decidedly so.
Let's freaking go.
It is decidedly so. Well, we're gonna keep going. I have another one for you. Another ethical dilemma.
Love these.
This one's really funny.
Yeah.
This one's called the talking cat conundrum.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Okay. Well, this one's from ChatGPT, so. I think it just made it up. To be honest, I don't think this is real.
Have you heard of this? No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's the your cat suddenly gains the ability to speak and becomes incredibly intelligent. However, every day it must tell one devastating secret about someone you care about. Do you keep the talking cat, or do you sacrifice its intelligence to keep the peace?
Do I like the is it good conversation I'm having with this hyper intelligent cat?
It's gotta be.
Yeah?
They're gossiping.
Because we have 3 dogs at home, and we always talk about like if they could talk, they would be so fucking annoying, because they would say, like, what would they say? They wouldn't say anything intelligent.
Yeah, they'd just be like, food.
Right.
Yeah.
They'd be like, look at me.
Yeah.
But a talking cat, can you read the sentence again about it talking? Like, is it just like,
so your cat suddenly gains the ability to speak and becomes incredibly intelligent.
I wish there were more light shed on that. It becomes incredibly intelligent. Okay, so first off, I would never have a cat. I'm allergic. Second, if I weren't and I did, do I want the intelligent cat? I mean, I'm petty. I'm a gossipy not a gossipy bitch, but like, who doesn't love a little bit of drama? Like,
I know.
Ooh, spill the tea, cat.
It doesn't say here. It doesn't say that
Daniel used to play the bagpipes. Ooh, how embarrassing.
Yeah. It says every day it must tell one devastating secret about someone you care about. Eventually it's going to run out.
Right. Yeah.
Eventually it's going to be like, I
only care about so many people.
Your aunt cheated on her diet. It's like I don't care.
Cool. Thanks, cat.
Devastated. Yeah. I think it's just going to run out.
Yeah. I would like the hyper intelligent cat, because imagine the content you could make with that.
Well, that's true too. Okay, so wait, so you would want to like use it.
Talk about exploitation.
Are you saying that your 3 dogs are only for content?
Duh. I thought that was kind of like.
Oh, sorry.
Well known. Yeah, agreed upon.
What are their names again? Chester, Yester, and Black.
No, that's my law firm. No.
Okay.
Klondike, Sunday, and Chipwich.
Right.
Yeah. Chester, Yester, and Black. You came up with that very quick.
My cats are no better. They're whitey and gray. I had to throw a color in there, or a lack of color, or all the colors.
Sure. Yeah. However,
because white and gray are just nothing.
Yes.
And black is also. Is black all the colors combined, or
I thought that was
none of
white.
them?
White's all the colors combined, like on a
White is
spectrum.
the full spectrum of color.
That's it.
Black is the absence of color?
Possibly.
I don't know. I know that if you mix a bunch of paints together with additive, I used to take color theory. God, I don't remember anything anymore. But if you add all the colors together, it turns into black.
Okay, that's cool. That's
think.
good to know. So
I don't
maybe,
know.
how can white and black both be the combo of all colors? I don't know.
I don't know nothing about birth and no babies.
Oh, we just rewatched Gone with the Wind.
Oh, is that where that's from?
Yeah, that's where that's from.
I thought I just came up with that.
No, fuck you.
Let me ask you this question. Oh, by the way, for me, obviously, I'd unlock both of my cats. The Switch.
Oh wait,
I would absolutely be like, oh yeah, go tell me everything.
Like, talk.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't say here that the cat has to say it to other people. It could just be to me.
Sure, totally.
You know?
Right.
It could just tell me.
I feel like you're the authority on this question. Actually owning cats, like this is your question.
I mean, can you imagine them like perched up on a ledge somewhere and be like, yo, grandpa cheating? You know, it's like, damn, thanks, cat. Like, that's so funny. And they would say it in such a weird, sly way, too. They'd be like,
They've had like the grin, like, I heard a secret.
yeah, because
I'm
they already act like that anyways.
Cats are absolutely gossipy little bitches.
Yeah.
Even without the ability to speak.
Totally, yeah.
Always
like,
knocking shit over.
absolutely. They're like, that you got that on. You say you got that on sale, but it was full price.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Awful.
I feel like you guys are ignoring two like important things about it,
What's
which
that?
is like, do you want just this thing to be intelligent to where it is? This thing's gonna be around you all the time. Do you want you like lose a sense of like privacy? To
Suddenly
this cat?
it becomes a roommate.
Suddenly it's a roommate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also if you,
Masturbation would get really weird, wouldn't it?
I was just about to
I
say
didn't
that.
want to say it, Jack, but
No, we're all thinking it. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't use them to clean up anymore.
Jesus.
Let's go to the next one. Okay. Here's one. Here's one. This one is the happiness switch. Okay.
Ooh. Is this also made up by ChatGPT or?
I'm not gonna respond to that.
Okay.
The happiness switch. So you have a switch that can make everyone in the world permanently happy.
It's gonna have a big downside.
Here it comes. But it will eliminate all forms of creativity and individuality. Do you flip the switch, creating a world of blissful conformity?
Wow. I have to imagine flipping said switch would end all wars. Mm-hmm. So that's something.
Unless that makes everybody really happy.
What if that? Right. You know what? You can't assume that. It just makes
war
people
is
happy.
creative. You have to strategize.
War is sure.
You've never read Sun Tzu, The Art of War?
Yeah, right. No, I'm watching it on TikTok in like 1,000 different parts, but
Wow.
Yeah.
I watch mine on YouTube Shorts. Stick around for part 2.
This is a guy doing. Okay, so oh no.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's pretty good. Happiness switch. If you flip it, everybody on Earth is happy.
Everyone's happy.
But
There's no creativity.
there's no creativity, no individuality. Everybody's just conformed to each other.
If we're happy, do we even care about creativity?
That's what I'm thinking.
Right? Because it feels like a dumbing down of the world.
Yeah.
Which ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Happiness is bliss. Happiness is ignorance. I don't know.
I think this is like to be weird and probably to make everybody feel very uncomfortable in the comments. I feel like this is like an analogy for heaven. Because when you're in heaven, you don't feel pain. You don't feel.
How do you know this, Dad?
But I mean, theoretically, right? That's like the
I'm being an
Christian
asshole,
teaching,
but
right? Jerk. So I feel like, are there problems you have to solve creatively in heaven? It's like,
Right.
If you're ultimately creative, anybody up there could be ultimately creative and
Right.
appreciate, so it's like, the direct analogy is like, if you get 1 million likes on a TikTok, everybody in heaven gets 1 million likes on a TikTok. You're not special. So
Right.
are you happy for that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. and then it's also like, if everyone's happy, is anyone truly happy? So here's the thing. If you flip that switch and everyone's happy,
Yeah. No creativity.
there's no
individuality.
creativity. Would anything get accomplished? Like, does this end like progression as a society, like medical advances and like forget creativity, just like things that we need? Like,
This is an interesting question. Everybody's happy on Earth, but cancer still exists.
right.
Childhood death still exists.
So, I'm gonna say this. I would flip the switch. I will flip that switch. Kill any individual, the spirit of the individual. Kill it for the sake of everyone being happy. Because fuck it, why not? And
Wow.
what's the downside? What's the downside? If everyone's happy, the downside is we still have our current problems today. But if everyone's happy, do those problems matter? Mm-hmm. So that's my thinking. I don't love my answer, but if I had to, pick a side of the coin, that's the one I pick. What about you? Do you flip that switch?
I think you're right that progress would stop altogether because there's no desire.
There's no desire, right?
There's no survival.
There's no
instinct.
drive. You're just like, I'm happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if everyone's in this kind of zombie-like happy state,
Also, like, if you're just euphorically happy all the time, you probably don't have the urge to like eat or procreate.
right.
You won't have the urge to get your hair cut because you'll like how your hair looks. I think everyone will just die a lot faster. I think just humanity might
does it
end.
matter if everyone's happy? Like even if society crumbles, quote unquote, like does it so long as everyone's happy?
Because like
It's a tricky one,
I don't.
right?
Can it even exist?
What society?
Can society coexist with everybody being the exact same level of happy? Unless it's like slightly happy. What do you think, Jeremy? I see a hand raised back there.
I feel like happiness doesn't equal I don't feed myself. Like I feel like
Yeah.
you don't eat because you want to be happy. You eat because you're hungry. It's a separate need. So I think society would still move over.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I'm muting now.
You think?
That's a fair point.
I disagree. I think just being. Maybe I agree. I don't know what I feel. Let's see what the 8-ball says. Would the 8-ball flip this? You do the honors.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do the honors.
Okay.
If it says it's decidedly so one more freaking time, though,
I know that. That's
I'm
a
gonna
hat
throw
trick.
it against the wall.
Okay. Do we flip? Should we flip the switch and make everyone happy little zombies?
Yeah, good.
Better not tell you now. It's being cheeky. It's being cute.
It's saying we have the power essentially. Do you want to do it again, or do you want to, or we leave it just up in the?
I think we leave it there and we let the comments tell us what they think.
Oh wow! Yeah, make them work for us.
Oh, they're already telling us.
They're already.
They were telling us like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that going to be like?
Right?
Okay.
I know that's the hardest question so
That's
far.
pretty tough, isn't it?
It is. That's a solid
there's
conundrum.
there's a lot of
So many factors.
odd. Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Oh, I love this stuff.
Dude, it's really good. Let me see. I think we might have combed through.
Is that all of Reddit? Did we just read all of Reddit today? That's pretty cool.
Oh, here's one.
I thought there'd be more.
Here's one more. All right, just a little quickie.
Yeah.
What couldn't you believe you had to explain to another adult?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, boy.
I'm gonna read a couple of examples.
Yeah, could you?
Yeah,
Because
here we go. That dogs are artificially bred, and that there aren't wild golden retrievers, wild chihuahuas, and wild Maltese just running around that we're trying to catch to make it a pet.
do you remember like the old dog catchers and like Tom and Jerry cartoons?
Yeah,
or, like
yeah,
there's
with
always
the
like the
huge
villain.
net.
Right, the huge net. Yeah. No, that's not a thing.
This person said, why a room below sea level on a cruise ship would not have a balcony? That one is kind of unforgivable, I think. That one's pretty-
Yeah. I can imagine
That
the
one's
dog
pretty
scenario having to be explained, but that's tough.
This one hurts my brain, and I don't understand why this is even here, but this person says that each country does not, in fact, have its own sun.
No.
I don't
No.
What is that? Did somebody believe that there's like
They must have.
200 suns?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh,
That's
God.
a flat earther for sure.
Well, it just looks different in this country, so it's got to be a different looking sun.
This one's a little longer. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, so this one says, used to work at a daycare. One day, a little mouse entered the premises and caused an uproar until we caught it and released it into the playground. After the whole ordeal, one of my colleagues, who was the dumbest person I've ever met, said, let's hope it didn't lay eggs anywhere. I was too stunned to speak and just stared at her while my room leader / friend said, in the most done with this shit way, mice don't lay eggs, name, and walked off.
Outstanding.
That's
God.
pretty wild.
That's the kind of like I would have been much more condescending to that person. I would have put my hands on my knees and like bent
Twerked.
over.
You would have twerked for them?
And twerk a little bit. Yeah. Just one of those.
Because you were describing a twerk here pretty soon.
Yeah. That's well. I mean, look at me, Mr. Twerk over here. But yeah, that's just one of those. You have to explain something to them like a child. That's beautiful.
You would have put your hands on your knees and leaned down like they were a toddler.
It would have been a lot of that. Yeah. Just in the most condescending tone.
Just because someone was dumb, you would have been mean to them?
No, of course not. Of course I don't have the balls for that, but like,
What balls do you have, Jack?
cube ones. No, I don't know. I got nothing.
Let's ask the A ball. No. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
There's this weird thing of like, no, I'm not gonna think it. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just thinking of like this whole idea of like intelligence and like kindness. Do you value somebody's intelligent, whether or not they're intelligent, or whether or not they're kind? More.
Kind, much more. Much more.
Me
I
too.
think it's tougher to be kind. Like,
Me too.
It's just, and I come across people like that like almost every day, where it's just like you could have phrased that so much in a much more nice way. Like, I can't stand people who don't try. Like, I don't care how smart or not smart someone is. Like, I think that like priority number one is just to try to be not even charitable, just kind. It's easy to be kind.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Or at least it's easy to be nice. It's harder to be kind. Like, I think there's a bit of a difference.
What's
there.
the difference between nice and kind?
I think kind is like the courage to like go up to someone, trying to make new friends or trying to initiate something like that.
You think kind is effortful?
Yes, kind is effort. Nice is
Interesting.
like, I like that gold chain, but kind is like, I like it, but I wouldn't wear it with that shirt. I'm kidding. But
This is your difference between kind and nice?
that was a terrible example. Kind is like doing the hard thing. Like, I do think you put it much more succinctly than I just did. Effort. There's an effort to kindness, and nice is just is more passive.
Kind is deciding to compliment somebody. Nice is being nice in response to, what do you think of my shirt?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Kindness is like a personality trait. Nice is like a case by case.
Kindness you have to act for, and nice is just like,
I think I really do value kindness over intelligence.
because it can be tough. Like really like doing the kind thing as opposed to the nice thing. I think it's harder to do that. And the intelligence thing, yeah, like,
If we were to be more like of a utilitarian society, where like, I feel like I'm very utilitarian in my thinking a lot of times, but this is the one thing where I'm like, I value kindness. But some people, I've asked this question to like my friends in college, I think, and they said, well, sometimes people can have the best intentions but make huge, horrible mistakes.
due to a lack of intelligence.
That could lead to like catastrophic failure.
Yeah, sure.
Like, for example, you hire somebody to work at a nuclear facility. They're the kindest person on earth, but they can't. Do you hire the person who's kind?
It's a rather extreme. No, I like that though.
Yeah.
It's a very extreme scenario, but like I see what you're saying. So I mean, like, it's good to have both. But like, I don't know. In terms of like personality traits, generally speaking, when I'm not hiring people to work at my nuclear facility,
Totally.
Then go for a kindness.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Well, I think that's pretty much everything we have for today.
This is great, dude. This is a lot of fun. I love this.
Yeah, thanks, man. I think, this was our first ever, let's go to the white here. This is our first ever attempt at something like this. So everybody in the comments, thank Jack for joining us. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks for having me. My
Yes,
pleasure.
thanks
My
for being
treat.
here.
I would come back in a flash, like just for more. I like the moral dilemmas. And
Yeah,
I
it's fun, right?
Yeah, those are fun. Those are good little head scratchers, especially that last one. My God, with the switch that makes everyone kind.
Well, if you
I
play,
mean, fuck the switch that makes everyone happy.
with that said, if you play your cards right, maybe we'll let you come back one of these days. But probably not for a while.
Understandable.
Here's the outro.